Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Missing Gear. We've got a special guest in the studio, so let's just power through the truck races and the Xfinity race.
Sure.
Let's start with the Xfinity. How's that crow tasting?
Fucking awful, dude. Don't
Ben-
talk about it. So the first truck race.
Oh, wow, we're literally going to skip it. Brandon Jones.
know.
Turns out he's a good driver.
I still don't think he's that
In
good
your
of a
face.
driver.
He beat Cedric straight up.
I still don't think he's that good of a driver.
Oh, my God. Watch him win the championship. Watch him steal it from Briscoe and Cedric, and I'm just going to laugh.
I will
Because, well, I
not
don't
do
really-
a podcast ever again if hold me to it. If Brandon Jones wins the Xfinity Championship, this podcast is done. I'm never coming back on. Mark my words.
I don't have a problem with Brandon Jones, so our special guest will just replace you on the pod.
Fine.
I will pay him many sums of gold
You don't have
to start
money to pay
watching
gold.
NASCAR.
You mean you're
I got a
gonna pay
couple
him in
months.
Buick?
I got a
You're gonna
couple
pay him
months.
in a '99 Buick that doesn't even start.
I have a 94 Buick starting tomorrow.
Yeah,
you
but now
son of a
you're
bitch.
still gonna have the '99.
Well, yeah, that's for fun.
That's when the other one breaks down.
It's for funsies. Yeah.
And then when that one breaks down, you use the other one.
Rock on. Buick for life.
Fine, mark me to those words. If he wins, the podcast
Yeah.
is done.
All right. Well, I didn't say that. So
Austin Hill won
I
the
will
first
continue.
truck race.
Yes, Austin Hill won the first
And
one.
then your boy Matt Crafton.
Matt Crafton.
Finally won.
Fucking love that guy.
finally won a race.
67 race streak he broke. Hadn't won since Eldora. It was pretty awesome. Also, Travis Pastrana was back in the sport for a week. Wasn't great.
No,
Wasn't great. He just
I don't think he's
he
done.
spun out once and he
Much
finished like
money.
22nd.
Yeah.
So there's
not
that.
great, but-
Yeah. Hey, he's in the sport again.
Yay. Woohoo.
Sort of. Yeah. For a week.
So special guest Sam.
That was enough. Our pop culture czar, newly appointed, Sam.
I know nothing about pop culture at all.
Well, you know more than us.
You know way more than I do, Sam. I don't.
So what's been happening with your boy
Basically,
Kanye?
I mean, Kanye. Listen,
Kanye's Kanye?
all hail Kanye. Kanye 2020. That's all
Is
I
that?
said. He said back in 2015 that he was going to run for president in 2020, and he's doing it. He's a man of his word. I'll take
Trump must not have had enough dragon energy. What's his
You know what?
platform, Sam?
it. What do you mean? What is Kanye's platform?
Oh, his party. Wasn't it like birthday something? Am I wrong by that? I don't know what the fuck.
Wasn't there going to be like
I
$1
have no
million
idea.
for every child? I thought I heard that somewhere.
Oh, well, then there goes. Yeah, that'll never happen.
Well,
I mean,
I mean, you can dream, can't you?
Oh yeah, you're right. He did tweet something about that. He was like, every parent should get $1 million per child. But in
Yeah,
reality,
well, that's one way for us to get
like,
busy.
That is,
Well,
they-
that's one way for inflation to just be.
they should do what like Europe does, and they, well, first of all, Europe has free healthcare, which is a whole different topic. But like, when somebody gives
Yeah,
birth,
Europe
like
didn't
when
go
a-
to the moon.
when a mom gives birth in Europe, they will like send somebody to their house to like show them how to take care of their child if they don't know how to, and like periodically check up on them and like make sure everything's good, and they'll have somebody like run to the store if you need them to and stuff, which is like just at bare minimum. I think that's awesome. I feel, but it's unrealistic in America because people don't like to be helped because
Yeah, America. Honestly, America just sucks.
they
Wait.
just
Yeah.
Went to the moon. Fuck you guys. But yeah, maybe Kanye can really turn things around.
But I mean, is that
How's it? Maybe
how is-
just
how
like
is-
his
no,
marriage.
How is
Just like his
helping the
marriage.
moon helped you in
Helping
any
the
way?
moon.
No,
Going to the moon.
How is
We
going to the moon
landed
help
on the moon, Matt. We planted a fucking flag on the moon.
you? Glad to know you're not into that conspiracy. At least, do you think the Earth
Can
is
I
flat?
tell you? Can I tell you what? I mean, listen.
Now, I don't necessarily believe it's flat, but I do think that there's an ice wall.
All I'm gonna say for that
I'm kidding.
is that have you ever personally seen the Earth from outside yourself? I haven't. I'm not gonna say it's flat. I'm not gonna say it's round. I'm just saying I have
No.
Aw.
I have no comment on it until I can see it for myself. It's the same thing with religion. Evolution could be fake. You know, your higher being could be fake.
Now, when
until
you
I see it
die
for
and you
myself.
figure out heaven exists, come back and tell us.
When I grow my hair out, Dylan, I'll tell you.
When are you gonna do that again?
Yes.
I'm probably gonna do it right now.
Oh, you are midst of it right now. Beard too.
Beard
I mean,
too.
like-
Gotta go full
Well,
beard.
You can
Yeah,
grow
I,
the-
I
you can grow
shaved
the
like
beard.
I shaved yesterday.
You can grow the beard pretty quick.
Yeah,
So
Holy
I get,
shit.
I'll get that back in 2 weeks.
you'll get that back pretty quick. Yeah.
Sam, right now, shaving yesterday has more facial hair than I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah, Dylan, you just can't grow it. I shaved this
You're-
morning.
I can, but it's patchy,
this
and
morning,
the
and it's
thickness of Sam's.
Mine's not nearly as thick, but mine still grows pretty fast.
My hair
Yeah.
isn't too long right now, but like
No,
I'll
it's pretty
probably grow it out again. Like
So we'll
Think about
we'll see an haircut
growing
in like what, year and a half, 2 years.
hopefully not. I'm honestly I think this time if I which not if I do when I do fully grow out my hair, I think I'm just gonna keep it for a while
For a
because
while.
after having long hair or short hair, long hair, short hair, like longer hair, I just like longer hair. Like it's
Are
just better.
dreads in play?
No,
Oh.
dreads are not in play because like
Damn.
spiders can like live in your hair and stuff.
Yeah, it's
All the more
No.
badass.
That's terrible.
No, that would be awful. Why would you want that?
Because people like me can't have it.
You could.
You could just grow out your hair.
Regardless-
You're telling me your hair doesn't grow out.
Regardless, look at Josh's head.
That's true. Granted, that's a wet mop.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a rough haircut. I hope he's
It's
not
a
listening.
Wet mop. I guarantee he's not. Wet
Oh.
mop.
Bartending in Pulaski.
You're right.
Ooh,
Who's at Zelensky's right now?
small town USA.
That's life. Anybody can grow out long hair. My hair it gets pretty rough, especially in the awkward stage. It gets pretty rough. I'm gonna have to find a way to deal with it, especially with a hat this time. Last time, I would just wear a hat every day, and I worked at the gutter,
Sure.
so like I could do that.
Do that.
But now I can't wear a hat at work, so I'm gonna have to start using like product and stuff like that to actually pull that off.
Work to me.
It is a lot of work, but
If you like the outcome, that's what matters.
Full
Me,
gym
I'm
helper.
just like, nah. I want less work in my life, not more.
True.
I also need to start exercising.
You know, I tell myself.
Well,
that
Sam,
every
I
day.
told you, let's get a gym membership. Let's work out every day. Well, what
You guys
happened?
fucking been saying that
We
for
did.
a
We
long
we went
time.
for
One
like
time.
a week
One
or
time.
two, and then the pandemic happened, and then we
And then
stopped.
before that, we went to Planet Fitness. You forgot your debit card.
That was like 5 years.
I signed up. Yeah, it's
Dude,
been a long time.
That was 5 years ago.
We did that. Then we did Experience.
Experiences. Oh, I liked experience.
I still have my
Fuck
Experience membership.
Dude, listen, fuck experience.
And yeah,
The gym
well,
was fine, but
you
like,
also went once.
I
with
went
me.
like
Oh my god,
3 times with you, and then the pandemic happened.
I would
3
do that.
times,
I
maybe
would do
2.
that.
Maybe we'll meet in the middle. Maybe 2.
Dylan,
I'll let you live your fantasy.
That's not gonna. That's almost not gonna happen. I mean, unless you drive for freaking 30 minutes each to go somewhere.
Well, now it can't happen.
I would do it though.
Move to
I
bumfuck
need
Kimberly.
some-
there's a Planet
Although I
Fitness like
live in
right next to me,
Bumfuck.
dude. But everything seems so
Dude,
busy and
fuck
Appleton.
Planet
like,
Fitness.
really
Planet
busy.
Fitness
I didn't like Planet
pipes
Fitness that
in
much.
donuts and pizza. Well, not
Perfect.
donuts, bagels and pizza.
Perfect. Better than Experience Fitness, which is like
I quit my fucking membership when I saw a fat old dude on an exercise bike eating a bagel that just had mountains.
Is this Planet Fitness
Oh.
or Experience?
Planet Fitness.
Okay.
Experience is a reputable
I like
gym.
Experience Fitness.
Fuck that.
I had
Yeah,
it. I had
fuck
it for like 2 years. I like that
Yeah.
gym.
Planet Fitness is trash. But anyway, so he had like so much cream cheese or whatever the fuck was on there. And he was not pedaling fast enough.
As he was consuming it.
Yes, he was not pedaling fast enough.
He
It
was
just stayed on the
consuming more than
start
he could burn.
screen. And I'm like, dude, who the fuck are you kidding? I need to get out of here. I need to go to a real gym. I need a little gym intimidation. I need to feel a little shame when I walk into my gym. It makes you better.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I don't like Planet Fitness because the lunk alarm. I don't know why, but I just am. I
Dude,
don't like
If
it.
you drop a weight on accident, sometimes they will hit that button.
Yeah, it's just annoying.
And that pisses me off. Not to mention the Smith machines.
I don't know what that is.
It's
What is
okay,
that?
so it's those like you can use it for squats, you can use it for bench press.
Oh, okay.
but
I
it's
know what that
like
is, yeah.
stuck in a spot. It's a machine.
Yep.
It's not like a free weight.
Yep.
It screws up your form. It'll make you get injured because your form's all messed up. I hate it. I hate that fucking place.
here's what I hate about Experience.
Oh
Okay.
my god. Here we go.
Here we go. Let's hear
Normally-
this argument.
Normally, a good business practice would be I have a product or service to sell you. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back within
Yeah.
30 days or
Whatever.
whatever. Experience, I have a product or service to sell you, and if you don't like it, then we also fine you $75 to cancel.
They find you
Unforgivable.
$75 to cancel.
Yes.
Is it? How
I bet
fast
it's
did you cancel?
Doesn't matter.
They didn't find me anything. to
$75
cancel.
no matter what.
They didn't find me to cancel.
Maybe they just like
Maybe
you
they
better.
changed their policy when I was there.
See, even
I
this
don't know.
inconsistency.
No, I don't know. Inconsistency.
Did you pay your
didn't have
annual
it.
dues? Because they do make you pay a one-time like $40 charge.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
right.
I paid whatever that was up
That's
front.
just a way to make money because they always charge like middle of January, right when everybody gets to the gym, all the new like New Year's resolution guys like, oh, but by the way, you have to pay $40 in January, and then like come February they cancel it. So then they had 2 months. They probably used it like 4 times. They made $40 off the
Probably
service
gained
fee for the machines or whatever.
£5.
$20 at least for the 2 months, and then they probably in January charged like a sign up fee or something.
Jeez. Do all the like gym owners just go to the Caribbean after that? Is it like accountants after
It
tax
probably is,
season?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's their like
I mean,
week vacation.
but then
2 months
again,
vacation.
you've seen the Experience Fitness building in Swamico. Like, even if that place is full all the time, like, I almost don't feel like they can make enough money to
I feel like they
like
easily can.
have a sustainable business.
I
Like,
feel like they easily can. You think you
It's
make-
really weird because like it seems a little too small, that building. Like the Oneida one is perfect.
well, the thing is, it's
I like
really,
I usually
it's
go to
really
the
tall.
Oneida one.
It's really tall. The one in Swamico.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's 2 stories.
So like
I mean,
that makes up
I
for
think
it.
they gotta be doing just fine. Because why would they open it up?
I mean they are
But
definitely
you think
doing
about
just
it.
fine.
I mean, you
but
think at least at minimum every year, if everybody pays $10, and the $40
a lot of people pay 20 too. Yeah.
the $40 like service
Annual,
fee or whatever, they're making at least $160.
Plus
off
they
of
have
one
those
person.
Q classes and stuff. They have,
And they have all that
fitness
shit, too.
classes.
They have
Yep.
the personal trainer, the Q classes, and they have all this other stuff that you can do. So then that's more money. And you think one person makes you $160 a year. You got to think there's at least 300 people, at least,
Yeah,
but
that are
just that
members.
one
then you
alone.
then you have to think
Minimum.
about the
But then you-
workers though.
You
Like
have workers,
at minimum for minimum
expenses.
wage.
you have all this stuff, right? But I'm thinking that
Electricity,
you also have so many other
air
things
conditioning.
besides just the membership fee that you can make more money. Because, like you said, there's other classes they offer, personal training stuff that they offer. I mean, you get 2 people to do that, and there's an extra $2,400 a year.
Honestly, you're right. Actually, I remember my mom talking about a time where, like years ago, she signed up for Experience Fitness, and she like thought that you had to go through a trainer like the first time because that's like how the sales team like
Yeah.
explained it.
Yeah.
So that's probably where they get their money. Is like the
Yeah,
sales
and-
guys basically just saying like, you don't have another option besides
Mhm.
this.
Mhm.
And people just say okay, and they do it anyways, and then they make that money. I don't know.
Like, and they offer a lot. I mean, they also offer most places have like merch because that's just like
For some reason, people
they
wanna-
get money for that, right?
A hot girl at the desk once convinced me to buy a hat, so I do have an experience
Fitness?
hat.
Oh my god!
I have a
Dylan.
camo hat.
You know, before we started this, you were saying you're awkward to talk to people. And
Oh, I was incredibly
I don't feel
awkward,
it.
but
I
she
don't
just
really feel
wanted me
that,
to
but
buy
I
that
think-
hat.
I think you just caved and you're like, okay, if it gets me out of this situation, I'll do it. And then you bought the hat.
I think I just
Now
wanted to
you're-
keep talking to her.
That's fair.
And you're like, this
And then
is how
ironically,
I,
I
shoot
think
my
she got
shot.
fired
I
like
buy
2
a
days
hat.
later, and yeah, I never wore that hat.
I will do
again.
push-ups on the ground before I go back to Experience.
Let's see him.
All I'm saying.
No, you don't need to do
Oh
it.
my
I will do one push-up. I wore this to work today.
All right. I will. I'll commentate.
I mean, it's literally just a push-up.
It's a push-up.
All right, he's getting
Why do I
in
feel like
traditional
this is the
form.
second
Butt
time-
is high. Butt's high. Lower. Didn't count.
I'm counting it. It's good
Didn't
enough for
count.
my standards.
Yeah, you also think Brandon
Did
Jones
you do push-up, Dylan?
is a trash driver.
Yeah, so far. Oh, okay, here we go. So Dylan acts like he's going to do a push-up. Oh.
Do you hear my elbow?
You didn't even
You
go all
didn't
the way
even go
down.
down.
Back's not straight. You're critiquing Sam. I'm
My
gonna
elbow.
critique you. Nah,
My
I didn't-
elbow.
I didn't see
Just
that.
popped.
Bullshit. Dylan doesn't know how to do a push-up.
It popped again.
Sounds like you're out of shape then.
Gross.
I'm injured.
Yeah,
I'm injured.
you're injured. Yeah, I'm all my ankle's still fucked up, but whatever. It is what it is.
You're like the
Love it
Sean
right now.
Livingston of this podcast.
Did you see his leg injury, dude? Holy
It was
fuck.
awful.
Who's that?
I can't believe that he still had a career
Holy-
after that.
I can't believe that man
Who?
came back. Most people would have just called it quits. Sean Livingston, his name is.
Oh really?
He's a basketball player, kind of, I guess. I mean, like, he's been in the league forever.
I
But
think he just retired. He
he's,
played for the Warriors and he won a championship with the Warriors. He was
but,
a
like, he
good
didn't win it.
Clippers prospect. Well, he was a good role player on a team.
Like an 8th string,
Yes.
like Steph Curry needs to sit out for like 30 seconds, so Sean Livingston comes in, drains like 3 threes, and then gets off the court.
Yeah, Lou Williams.
A legend.
Let's talk a little Lou Williams. So Lou Williams right now is in a 10-day quarantine to try to get back into the bubble.
Why is he in a 10-day quarantine? What's going on?
He went to Magic City. Are you familiar with Magic City, Matt?
Enlighten me.
Sam, are you familiar with Magic City?
No, Dylan. Enlighten us.
It is
what
a
Magic City
local gentleman's club in
Oh.
Atlanta. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. He didn't go there for the ladies.
He went there for the food.
The wings.
I saw a picture.
Now, I do love me some wings. But would I fuck my team over for 10 days?
I don't know, would you?
I want to see these wings. I want to see these wings.
The wing. I mean, I saw a picture of like what he ordered, because I guess he like took a picture of it and like put it on social media. It looked pretty fire. I can't lie. Like,
I mean, who doesn't like wings?
We're-
We just had wings.
Were they fire wings? Were they hot?
I hope so.
I mean, if you're sneaking
Hopefully
out, I
it
hope
was
it's
worth it.
Yeah. You gotta hope it's worth it.
Oh, I'm looking at a picture, and I think that's him wearing a mask. So he was being responsible inside the gentleman's club.
There you go.
Don't want to get those ladies sick.
There you go.
Single moms.
See?
Yeah.
Don't worry. He's fine. He's following guidelines. The CDC guidelines.
Exactly.
Social distancing.
Fauci, okay with it.
I am honored to say that I have not been to a gentleman's club, and I refuse.
Neither have I.
and
Never
I
gone
refuse
once
to
in my
do
life.
so.
Green Bay, they have one. I've never heard a nice thing about it.
I know I work with his parents used to be the owners and then they sold it. And then he was telling me stories about all the stuff that he got because he was, his parents owned the place. And I'm thinking, you go to your parents' strip joint, and I mean, I don't know what to expect. I mean, is it awkward? Like, would it be, oh, my parents own the place, and then you also, like, would you think about your parents? Or would you just think, oh, my parents own the place, I'm going to get whatever the fuck I want? Because he's telling me he had, like, all the VIP experience.
I mean,
all
whoa.
that shit for, like, free. And I'm thinking, dude, I don't know how, I don't know how I'd feel about that.
I mean, so like, I don't know if you've seen the show Ozark
No.
at all.
I haven't.
I'm
Oh
an
my God.
uncultured
Stay away
swine.
from Netflix.
You guys are missing out, but essentially, Marty
It's
Bird in that
mainstream.
show is Jason Bateman. He is like an angel investor. He plays to launder money, okay? And one of the places that he buys is a strip club to like launder money through it.
Yeah.
But like, he doesn't really actually like go there and operate it all.
Yeah.
He just kind of just puts somebody in place and
Some
says,
Sons of
"Okay,
Anarchy
you run
shit."
it." Pretty much, and like. I'm guessing that's what most strip club joints are. Like, I'm sure anybody who owns a strip club isn't proud of it, but they probably like it.
Didn't
for
the
showing
walking
difference.
Chucky doll from Tiger King own a couple strip clubs?
I did not watch Tiger King,
What's his-
and I refuse
what's
to watch
his
Tiger
name?
King.
I fucking love Tiger King.
That was a good watch.
I'm broke.
I
I'm
refuse.
gay.
I refuse.
I've
You heard
Done
it here.
drugs.
Dylan is gay.
And broke.
and broke
And done drugs.
and done drugs.
Right?
And I have a
No,
and I have a lawsuit with a bitch down in Florida.
Who had her husband eaten by a tiger?
Oh, eaten by a tiger, maybe in a meat grinder first.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Could be in a plane somewhere off Puerto. Well, the plane's still there. Could be off the coast. I don't know. What the fuck happened to that guy?
He died.
We don't know he died though.
I
Is he in Costa Rica with the little missus right now?
I
Did he
feel
have
like
a girlfriend in Costa Rica?
Today's age, if a Netflix documentary goes public, there's no way, no matter where you are in the country, unless you're in like fucking the middle of Alaska, or I mean in the middle of literal BFE, that you can be like kept secret, not people like posting pictures of you, like, oh, I think this is so and so or whatever, you know.
3 words
Think
for
of
you.
the money.
Wear a mask.
Good point. You're right.
You know, we didn't have to wear masks before that documentary dropped.
All I'm saying.
That's a conspiracy theory I want to get
Out of
behind.
the Shadows.
Did you guys watch that?
I watched that.
Listen.
Out of the Shadows.
I
I wasn't too impressed with it, But that would be some out of the shadow shit. That
Listen,
was a wild documentary. Don't watch that at 1 a.m. in a fucking like dungeon basement that I was staying in.
Yeah.
That was half flooded. And there's just pictures of demonic Satans and shit randomly popping on the screen.
That reminds me of when you said basement, when we stayed at Sean King's place. Like, remember we went to his place one time and we stayed there that night?
That was the most
I just remember
wild
waking up and
ever.
thinking, where the fuck did everybody go? And then like you left.
That feels like a
because you thought I left, and then I was like, where'd you go? And then that was so weird.
Did that party ever end?
No.
We got like 1 hour of sleep.
I had maybe 3 hours of sleep that night. I woke up at 5 in the morning. I'm like, this place, I'm going home.
The carpet was all wet as well. It was like flooding or something like that. And then like...
Yes.
And I was like,
do you remember
of sweat
that 50-year-old woman with all the plastic surgery that was like just sitting on my lap against my will?
Dude, she was
I do.
And then like she would just yell, "Shut up, you like it?" And I would just be like, "You're sitting on me." And then I started saying that you're old enough to be my grandma, and she'd hit me, but she'd stay on.
That was probably the most
and then what,
got for a while.
Yep, and then Sam had my phone, so he was taking videos of it. I just saw that video the other day.
I need to see that again.
No wonder why Sean King is in the military. I can't blame him.
Had to fucking run away from that.
I can't blame him for that either.
Do you remember me and Josh tried breaking up a fight upstairs between like a guy and a girl?
I do remember that. And then somehow it got brought downstairs, didn't it?
That was a different fight.
I'm sorry.
That was a different fight.
More than one fight.
But we separated them, and the girl was telling us to get the fuck away, and I'm like, "Oh, you want to get hit? Dude, have at it. Hit her in the face again."
There was like 100 people in that small
somehow it went from about like 5 to 6.
They brought that whole bar
to then like 40 in like a matter of 2 minutes, and I'm like, where the fuck did all these people come from?
Just poured in from. No, I didn't hear any cars pull up.
Neither did I. I didn't hear any doors open.
I barely saw any cars when I left.
I didn't even hear footsteps until they started walking down the stairs.
Oh my god, that was wild.
I think there were kids there too.
There were. Yeah. There were right when we showed up.
Yeah.
Like they were probably like maybe 7 or 8. I think like maybe a little.
Should we
younger.
call somebody? Like
this was like 4 years ago.
I had a class with the guy that we were playing beer pong with, like 2 years after this.
Oh my god.
Happened.
Yeah.
Went, "Hey Lonzo." He said, "Hey." And that was it. And then we did some projects together, and that was that. Never came up again. But like I had a class with him after. Boy, that was awkward.
Lonzo Ball, terrible basketball player.
He's not that bad, but he's definitely overrated.
He's cursed.
Well, he was overrated because his father overrated him. Really, he's a good basketball player, but he's not like all world. But he was hyped up as all world.
He'd be like a second string small forward for like.
No, I mean he's a starting point guard. He's a really good player.
The
Jazz are a good team. You don't watch basketball enough to judge. You think that LeBron is better than MJ. That's right. I brought it up.
That is not. I think that is.
Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time.
Greatest basketball player against your local car mechanic. Look up a picture of Larry Bird. Right now.
Larry Bird is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Are you telling me that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is not a good basketball player? Because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played against Larry Bird. Larry Bird beat Kareem. Larry Bird beat Hakeem Olajuwon.
Go to your web browser. Type in Larry Bird.
Oh my god.
Click on images.
Because the man had a mustache.
Look up images of LeBron James and tell me that Larry Bird is a better player than LeBron James, and you won't be able to. Okay?
It's not all about physical.
Yes, it is actually.
Athletic ability.
No, it is.
Finesse to the game.
Yeah, and LeBron just so happens to be the best at all of it.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan had training wheels. He had good teammates. You know who LeBron has?
Good teammates. So, teammates that must have been able to play some basketball. Teammates that probably could still play basketball if they were in today's era.
Scottie Pippen, bring him back. Sign him. That honestly might not be a bad idea. I think that would
he was looking pretty good in the documentary.
I feel like that would be really good for the league, actually. They should bring back Scottie Pippen.
Also, Dennis Rodman, still looking fairly good.
Nah, dude. Wait a second.
Given everything he's been through in life.
Dennis Rodman should be a commentator. Be like a... Then again, it would turn the sport
He's
into
insanely entertaining and boring at the same time. And it's a weird mix.
For some reason, the only person that Kim Jong-un doesn't hate.
The unofficial ambassador to America.
Unofficially.
Or North Korea. Yeah.
The more I think about Dennis Rodman, like, the weirder it is because, like,
so
that man wore a wedding dress to a basketball game one time.
So fucking weird.
He wore a wedding dress. The only way we'll ever know Dylan.
That guy that wore a wedding dress?
What?
Was married to Carmen Electra. Did you see Carmen Electra in that doc? She looks better than she did back in the day. Holy shit.
I watched that entire thing on Netflix, okay, Dylan? I was going to originally pay for it to, like, see it on the ESPN thing, but I was like, nah, I'll just wait till, like, it becomes free. Which I'm glad I did because it showed up on Netflix. And I watched it. I saw some good moments and some good plays. Okay.
But greatest of all time.
Did look like he was playing against your local high school basketball team half the time. I'm just saying. I mean...
End the pod, Matt. End the pod.
Not gonna end the pod.
Oh my god.
I mean, that's all I'm saying. Matt, look up one picture of Larry Bird. That's all I'm saying.
I know who Larry Bird is. Like,
exactly.
I'm not that
you can't tell me that Michael Jordan had legitimate competition back in the day. Besides, like, maybe I can't even name a name right now because, like, it wasn't there.
He beat Shaq.
I'll take Derek Fisher.
He beat Shaq.
Derek Fisher over MJ.
He beat Shaq.
If titles matters, Derek Fisher equals MJ. That's all I'm saying.
Derek Fisher only has 5.
Okay, well, Derek Fisher almost as good as MJ. Like, you can't tell me that that's a thing. It's not. LeBron better than MJ.
LeBron, good, great, top 5, top 3, him, Kareem, Magic. Or, I mean, not Magic.
Said it yourself, Magic.
Michael
so
Jordan.
LeBron's
Big
better
4,
than...
Big 4 because Magic is the 4th.
So you're telling
Big
me that LeBron is better than Michael Jordan because you just said Magic. You didn't even say Michael Jordan in that top 3. So
well, I meant
by
to say
default,
Magic.
You're saying
oh my
that
god,
LeBron is better than
my
Michael
god,
Jordan.
You heard it here.
Edit that out.
You heard it here.
Edit that out.
You heard it here.
Edit that out. Edit that out.
Here first.
All right, it's MJ number 1. It's Kareem number 2.
Well, now you're
it's
contradicting
LeBron
yourself.
number
You
3.
just said-
It's Magic
said
number 4.
Michael Jordan
It's
was like 4.
Larry Bird number 5. Kobe number 6. Fuck it. Kobe's 5. Larry Bird's 6.
Let's talk about how Wilt Chamberlain is like 157th on the list.
Wilt Chamberlain is the biggest underachiever ever.
Facts.
You want to talk about a fucking stat
Facts.
stuffer that couldn't win shit?
I will agree with you on this one.
Yes. Read Bill Simmons' Book of Basketball.
Nobody's gonna read that, but like...
Well, it is 700 pages.
Why is it?
Are you telling me you read all 700 pages?
3 times, Matt. 3 times.
Oh my god.
Bill the Sports
Hold
Guy
on.
Simmons. It is the most entertaining read ever.
You're telling me that one of like 4 things here. That 1, you had enough time on your hands to read that 3 times.
I don't have a social life. I watch
2.
NASCAR.
2.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Which I still have yet to watch.
Hold on.
You will watch
yeah,
it.
let him
2.
finish.
You're telling me
And I
that
occasionally party with you
that
guys.
it's interesting enough to read 700 pages of it. Not just once. Not
Not just
twice.
once.
But a third
3
time.
times.
You had it was that interesting enough you had to read it.
It is a quick read. He is hilarious. And it is
I don't
insightful.
think any 700-page book is a quick read. Maybe I'm just a slow reader.
Easy
but
read.
I don't think it can be a quick read.
Easy reading.
Okay,
Big
I'll give
time.
you that.
Big time. If you read something that's funny, that you laugh twice every page, you can read that in about 4 or 5 days.
The Bible.
Jesus Christ, our Savior.
I mean, like, it is kind of a Bible, in a way. A lot of references to Moses in it. Moses Malone, but, you know.
I mean, close enough.
It counts.
Kind of the same thing. Am I right?
I mean, on my
I mean,
top players of all time,
Yes.
you want to know what my list is?
Scalabrine 7, by the way.
Number 1, Spud Webb.
Whew.
Number 2, LeBron James. Number 3, Markiev Toledovich. You probably don't know who that is.
Lou Will number 4.
He was the 12th spot for the Nets for a while, and then he did play for the Bucks for a year.
Oh shit! He's the guy who always hits the threes in NBA 2K. He's 16.
He's broken. Go back on NBA 2K16. He hits every single 3-pointer.
They were predicting a breakout. Yep, they were predicting a breakout for him that year.
Yep, that's my list. Spud Webb is like 5'5".
OJ Mayo right below Toledovich.
I feel like OJ Mayo was underrated. He was like
also is he just now doing drugs somewhere because like he's still. Is he still suspended?
I know, Dylan. You do drugs a lot, so maybe you do.
Matt, I do not. Why are you putting that on a podcast? I do not.
I mean, you do.
Just said
my grandma might listen to this one day if I beg her.
You do think MJ is better than LeBron, so clearly there's something going on.
Well, he doesn't think. He just said earlier that LeBron is better than MJ. We already had this discussion.
I hate everyone here.
Wow, I can't believe you said that about
my
pets. And my girlfriend. I'm kind of upset about that, Dylan.
I mean,
I like Bubba, but like also he's ruined like 4 podcasts.
I mean, I know. In any way, I disagree with you on that. No way.
How did he ruin the podcast?
I mean, I straight up said Demon Cat one time and it actually made it on our podcast. Like it was so bad you couldn't fully edit that whole thing out.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have visitors. We have a live audience. Just
the cats will jump the fence I put up, and then they'll sometimes come down and just start like attacking each other.
Athletic.
Not necessarily human audience, but yeah, they are athletes.
Wait, let's go back to the Pizzagate, the Out of Shadows.
Ooh, more conspiracy stuff.
Wait, so
let's go.
It's not a conspiracy at this point. Like it is proven that this is like a real thing.
That all of Hollywood is Satanists.
Did you guys look into like Frizzle Drip at all?
Nope.
I don't even know what that is.
So like
sounds like a real off-brand soda.
Let me give you a rundown of what this is.
Sounds like an off-brand like Sprite.
It's right next to Mountain Mist and Dr. Thunder.
Dr. Thunder. Yeah.
So, you guys see the movie Castaway with Tom Hanks?
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Tom Hanks is supposedly in this pedophile ring, right?
Rock on.
The common symbol for like this Frizzle Drip is the handprint, like the Wilson handprint, the red face,
what
right?
Is it called Fizzle Drip?
Fizzle Drip. Okay, no, don't look it up. Seriously.
Why not?
Because like someone's gonna come to your house and fucking kill you or something.
Rock on.
So okay,
let me check it out.
I'm
checking it out.
Let me finish.
Don't do it fucking here. I don't want to throw it up in my house, Dylan.
Okay, let me finish what I'm gonna say. So there is a video of Hillary Clinton and this other, like, I forgot what her name is. She's, like, Russian, but she's this satanic leader, and she's in a lot of photos with, like, these popular celebrities, like Jay-Z and all that, and, like, so people, like, go to her events, and they're, like, satanic rituals, and there is a video of Hillary Clinton and this lady, like, cutting off this person's face, because like when they're performing this certain ritual, it like the terror in the kid that they do it on makes the adrenaline like super high, and then you can like use that adrenaline in that blood to like create the most potent drug on the planet. And there has been like 12 people who have seen the video, and like 9 of them are dead right now.
Have you seen the video?
I have not seen the video, but apparently it's on the dark web, and I know how to access the dark web if I wanted to, but I'm too scared to.
Can we do a live stream?
I
no
refuse.
fucking way am I doing
So
that.
like,
no, I'm not doing that.
Well, I'll host remotely.
So that's
we can host.
That's
remotely.
the premise
we'll
of this
have
pedophile.
Josh in there with
is
him,
that everybody
holding the mic in the
Here,
video.
I'll
camera.
be able to find exactly what this like. It's considered a drug. I guess like Chester Pennington from Linkin Park. Matt, you actually.
Yeah. Oh, I know what the fuck that is.
He's like tied to it. I'm actually going to read this out loud just because you might actually be interested in this, okay?
Are we breaking news?
Okay.
On the Missing Gear?
So I'm going to read this post, and I just want you to tell me what you think of it
I thought
afterwards,
we were a NASCAR
okay?
podcast. We're so much more.
So here it is. I might talk it's kind of a long post on Facebook, but listen closely, okay? So, did you know Linkin Park was a military base in Canada where they experimented and tortured children for a top-secret CIA project called MK Ultra. If you don't know what MK Ultra is, it's basically like trying to hypnotize people into liking and disliking certain things, okay? So Chester Bennington, the lead singer of Linkin Park, struggled his whole life with trauma and depression from his sexual abuse that he experienced as a child. And Chester never knew who his father was. And it says, did you know Linkin Park's brand logo symbolizes the destruction of the spiraling triangle symbol used by pedophiles? So that's like a common symbol. It's like a triangle, which is also connected to the Illuminati, but that's a different story. So John Podesta, Clinton's chief of staff, exposed for Pizzagate Podesta emails. So if you don't know about that, just look into that a little bit more. But he's allegedly the father of Chester Bennington. Okay, and did you know that Linkin Park... So it gets more. Okay, so Linkin Park received a grant from the Clinton Foundation during Podesta's time as the chairman for Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign. Did you know Chester Bennington's and his best friend, Chris Cornell, went public about Bennington's sexual abuse, and their foundation focused on protecting kids from sexual abuse? Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington were both pronounced dead by suicide within 2 months apart from each other. May 2017, July 2017. Less than a year after Pizzagate was a trending topic, and the two best friends planned to expose the pedophilia and abuse within Hollywood and D.C. Connect the dots. That's basically what this is saying. And then it shows a picture of Chester and John Podesta, his dad. And they look pretty similar.
That is eerily similar.
Which is like...
That is the most sane thing in that whole article that you just said.
It says, listen and watch Linkin Park.
Are we going to get suicided?
So,
Matt?
Hold up.
Are we going to post this?
So it says...
I mean, like, now, if I die in the car that I have now, obviously, like... The thing is a fucking shit box, but like my new car.
In this post, it says, listen and watch Linkin Park crawling music video. And it says, notice Black Eye and notice Ghislaine Maxwell, which is Jeffrey Epstein's, I mean, like, you want to say, like, wife, but, like, not wife, you know, just...
Open relationship, girlfriend, partner,
so, yeah.
Groomer. Are we going to post this episode? Because I'm a little scared. Whoa.
Police, they're here. Whoa. Doorbell just rang.
Whoa. Doorbell rang upstairs.
It's not the police. The police are too scared too. But yeah, apparently that Frizzle Drip video is on the dark web somewhere. I don't really...
Let's talk NASCAR again, guys.
I don't know what NASCAR is.
Wow.
But yeah.
Honestly, the weirdest part was at the bar and I was like, what the fuck, guys? It's only been like 10 minutes. I'm like, fuck, they're here already. Well,
we haven't posted this yet. Let us live.
They're just fucking listening on our phones.
Get out of here, Hillary.
Special guest CIA listening in live.
Fire up. Alright,
well,
so with
that
topic?
That was something. How about them Brewers?
I don't watch baseball.
Don't watch baseball.
Like, delayed their opener today. Pretty pissed off about it. Honestly, MLB, just end your fucking season right now.
Baseball in 2020.
Who wants to watch 160 games of baseball?
Not me.
162.
Matt. I'm sorry.
Two.
I feel like they should just start automatically in the playoffs, where everybody is in like a best of seven.
That's what MLS did.
Yeah.
They just had like basically a group round, and now they're in a tournament, and the tournament is the winner of the tournament wins the MLS Cup, and that's the end of the season.
Even past COVID, like there's no reason to have more than like 12 games of baseball at all.
Why didn't
baseball's so boring.
Why didn't they attempt a bubble? Okay, baseball is like a perfect sport if you go to the game because you basically can just drink at the game and have fun.
Any attention to what's going on?
It's the perfect
there to watch the actual game because they don't care about baseball.
It's the perfect half in the bag drinking sport.
As a player, you can drink and still do exactly the same.
I've heard stories. You sure can. Fuck. That's why Pete Rose was betting on games. It's fucking boring. He's got to do something while he's in the dugout.
Honestly, can't blame him. Barry Bonds, he's probably just doing PEDs because he was bored.
It's a good point.
I mean, he was more of a fucking lifter anyway. The second half of his career, he was going.
I mean,
full...
like, listen, if we're gonna get specific, also Barry Bonds should still be in the Hall of Fame regardless. Like,
he was a Hall of Famer before he ever touched the juice.
Exactly. So, like, I don't think that really should diminish. I think he was gonna pass that no matter what.
The juice just made him the greatest of all time. Not to mention, he's never failed the drug test too. So there's still a little bit of a case for him not doing the PEDs, even though everybody thinks he does, because I mean his skull changed.
Yeah.
So that's kind of Barry. You can drink all the fucking creatine and eat all the eggs you want, but I don't think your skull gets bigger.
That's true. I have a relatively small head.
But
speaking of that,
honestly,
I was given a hat today.
You're given a
and
hat. All right.
I went to put it on, and I'm like, I just remembered, I'm like, God, I have a fucking small head. Like, I had to, the band on the back, I had to put it, like, almost all the way tight, and I'm like, it still, like, doesn't fit that great.
Matt,
I have a small head.
My
could
brother
all be
Tyler,
gray hairs.
he also has a really small head, and he wears like youth hats. Like, he cannot fit into an adult hat. He has to have a youth hat. But you look at him and it's like his head doesn't look small. Like, it looks
Does he have
like
a lot of
it's
hair,
fine.
or is he like?
No, it's just like the top of his head. I think it's just like weirdly shaped to the point where like he needs to have a kid's hat on. I know, like, when we were younger, he like fell off his bike and cracked his head open. Had to get some stitches and stuff. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but like
My cousin's head, you can pour water on the top of it, and it'll just sit there.
What?
It'll just sit there. And then he'll tip his head a little bit, and it'll all spill out. But, like, he's got a little cup on his head.
Kind of like
Where a soft spot was, I guess.
Lance Kapla's head.
Yeah.
Where it's just kind of like flat, so like you pour water on it, it would probably just stay there.
It would just sit there.
Damn. Poor Lance Kapla.
Also, this is random,
Brought
but
up on
Robert Moss, I guess he works for Activision now, which is like
That's awesome.
game company.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does, if it's like temporary or whatever, but like Josh told me that today, and I thought he was kidding at first, but like he wasn't.
Where does he live?
Robert, I have no idea.
Okay.
I wonder.
Tell
if
him
his
to bring back Guitar Hero.
Why did they have to do with anything?
What? Didn't Activision make Guitar Hero?
Oh, I thought you were talking about. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Robert. I thought you like have Robert bring back Guitar Hero.
Well, he should ask.
I wonder how Robert's dad's doing now, because like he lost his job in the XFL or whatever, because XFL.
Wasn't he a head coach too?
Mm-hmm. But they never.
Dude, Robert
even
Moss's
got
dad,
offseason.
fucking badass. He was one of the guys at Miami, and I think it was the 80s. Yeah, it was the 80s. That called Brian Bosworth, the Oklahoma linebacker, and pissed him off before their big game. Called him at like 3 a.m. I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Fucking legend.
It's fucking awesome.
Fucking
That's
legend.
awesome. I remember the first time I met him, it was at my little brother's soccer game, because I guess like Robert has like a little sister or something who is like, I don't know if she's the same age or like younger or something like that, but so he was like at the fields as well, and then like Robert showed up, so I was like talking to Robert, and then like I met his dad too. So intimidating at first, but like he's a nice guy.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember, I went to pick Robert up one time to hang out. You know who answered the door? A white lady. And I was very confused. And then she told me that he moved 2 houses down the street earlier that year. So I drove 2 houses down the street. Robert answers the door. And then I asked Robert, why did you move 2 houses down the street? He couldn't really give me an answer.
He's like, don't make the decisions around here. I don't make the money yet. Just go along with it.
Just living.
Imagine. I've moved a lot. Not once 2 houses down the street.
Fair. I haven't moved 2 houses down the street.
I once moved 4 times in 3 weeks. That was rough.
And why is that?
Why is that, Dylan? What happened?
Whole family got the Rona when I was away. So I had to move out in about 25 minutes. I stayed in my buddy John's place. Shout out to John Richard Long II. What a guy. Stayed in his basement of his crack den, apartment. And, well, there was no electricity in the basement where I stayed. Just a dirty extension cord coming down from the stairs. Also, the random bed that was placed was underneath the old wooden stairs that were super dusty. So there was dust all over my bed. Also, the bed was on... It was a futon mattress on a box spring, and the box spring was broken.
God damn.
And then, 4 days into staying there, the toilet thing upstairs busted, and half the basement flooded, right up to where the bed was. So, one half of the basement was just water on one side. The other half was fine.
Oh, that's a
and they did nothing about it. They didn't even call the landlord, I don't think. And I just slept in the bed, and then I started thinking, oh my god, am I getting Rona? But no, it's just so fucking musty down there. So yeah, that was great. Then I finally escaped, and I lived with my sister for a little bit. That was the second time that I moved. And then I hightailed it out of there a couple days later, and I went up to our cabin where my whole family got the Rona before, but we figured it had died by then, so I figured I was good. So I went up there. I stayed for a couple of days. It was over the 4th of July weekend. Hung out with some of my extended family who was not infected. Yada yada. Moved back a final 4th time where I reside now.
You know what, Dylan? I offered you to stay with me. Nice, dry basement.
Matt, I should have took it.
I
could have slept in the studio.
You could have. A nice bed. It's dry. The toilet works. You have animals to comfort you if you're into that.
Bubba, our third co-host.
I offered.
It kind of sucks because that week was also the same week where I spent the entire week in Kimberly.
Yep. Also, tried escaping the Sams. Sam then proceeded to tell me that he moved out of his apartment and he's now living in Kimberly.
That's right, because you would have had like 2 spare beds.
I had
two spare bedrooms.
2 extra rooms.
Yep. His roommates moved out before him, so I'm like, he's got 2 rooms. I will sleep on the floor. His carpet is better than that place.
I felt so bad because.
But thanks for taking me in, John. I got to make that clear to the masses, the tens of people that listen.
I feel like he shared the one person that would listen.
He shares every episode of the podcast on Facebook. Shout out to John Richard
Come
Long.
back to festival, whether he has a bracelet. Is that the same one with the bracelet?
Well, we don't know. He's got to get convicted first if he gets the bracelet.
I'm saying, watch him come back with the bracelet on.
He's gonna love that we brought up the bracelet on this episode.
He's gonna be
John's a little wild, folks.
He's gonna do great pod. I listened up until you started talking Pizzagate, then I left off, and then you're like, dude, the best part was yet to come.
Dude, you gotta get past the conspiracy.
Where we might die and they're gonna come to our house. Get past that.
No, that's only if you try to look up some of those things.
Whatever Fiesta. Not Fiesta, what was it?
Frizzle drip.
That's for the instance, or just so you know, I will not be looking that up. Please do not suicide me. I do not want to die.
I
gotta make that clear.
There was an Instagram account. Matt, I think I'll just share it with you. Can you look at saved? Did I save any of these? Nope, I didn't.
Saved our life by not saving.
Well, I might. I feel like I took a screenshot or something of like one of them, but like I guess not. I didn't.
That's why you're still with us.
You know what, Dylan? If there is a public Instagram account that is like exposing all this, posting videos and pictures and stuff like that, and they're still alive, you know what? All I know, Tom Hanks guilty. That man went to Greece and got a citizenship. You know why?
Just do that?
You know why? Because Greece considers pedophilia a mental illness, and you can't get arrested for it.
I had no idea you could just. Sorry, you dropped that. I'm like, okay, but I'm more baffled that you could just go to Greece and get a citizenship. Yeah. Can I just go to England and get a citizenship?
I'm sure, like,
I guess I didn't really think about that.
If you have a certain
people get a citizenship for the United States.
If you have a certain
I'm Dutch.
Money,
Can I just
sure you could really
go to Holland?
Probably.
I mean,
why not?
I mean, you can just go there. Like, I don't know if you can.
Because honestly, like how shitty America is at times, like I just want to get up and move to England.
We went to the moon, Matt. we have NASCAR.
Yeah,
Matt.
no, I love NASCAR, but hold on. Time out.
Where else is there
Coronavirus.
NASCAR? Every once in a while, they
Mexico
race
and
in
Europe
Mexico
has a league.
and Canada.
Europe
But
the
but
point
like, who
is
gives
Bobby
a shit
racing.
about Europe?
Bobby racing that.
I did find the account. It's got
Whoa.
14.9 thousand followers
What
right
is this?
now.
What is this called?
It is Exposing Pedogate. And
Okay.
It's got dude.
How many
It's got
people follow this?
SpongeBob stuff on here
How many
too.
people follow this?
14.9 thousand.
Okay.
Which is reliable.
Can they promote
if
our
it was,
pod?
If it was like 2 million, I would say it's fake. If it was
Yeah.
like 5, it would also be fake. But 14.9 thousand, that means like
Reputable.
a reputable amount of people.
Yeah.
Dude, there is so much on here that you would be so surprised at seeing. But like Ellen,
All right, well, Ellen is just like a garbage bag person, but also
it's got this video of her like doing this weird like magic trick to Tom Hanks, but her shirt says "Run, Forrest, Run," saying like there's danger coming. And then Tom Hanks like responded with like this, like dude,
What is it?
it's basically her doing this card trick, and then like Tom Hanks responds with his own card saying like I hear you, like there's
Okay.
so much like
I don't get the meaning of that.
codes and stuff.
can we just talk about how Ellen looks like a dude?
I mean like
I mean, yeah.
she is a
Looks
lesbian,
like a
so
dude.
like
What does that matter?
I mean
Yeah.
Not every lesbian looks like a dude.
I agree.
you're not wrong.
But now if you're telling me Ellen is an old man pretending to be a dude, now that's a conspiracy I can get behind.
What about, here's a conspiracy. What about the Sandy, you hear about the Sandy Hook shooting?
I did. Yeah.
Matt, you almost got thrown out of English class one time for that.
Did I? I don't even
Miss
remember what happened.
Reingans, dude. Miss
I don't even
Reingans.
remember. I think that's
Remember
all.
she walked up to you and me, I was just like,
I don't remember
I was
this
trying
at
to-
all.
I was trying
I don't
to-
at all remember this.
I was throwing you softballs, just trying to like
Can I
egg you on, and Miss Reingans like walked over and she kind of leaned in a little bit and she's like, you guys do realize that there's like a good chance that there's 26 dead children and like a lot of families affected.
Oh,
and
I agree.
You're full on.
I agree that yes. That
what
I,
about it? Why would you like I want to hear your point of
Okay.
view.
Let's hear the
Oh.
case.
So,
Let's hear the
from-
case.
I have not looked into this for a long time. Okay, so this was just something that got brought up that there's some points that I could see that they have somewhat of an argument. So
Matt
this
Jones.
was 2012, I believe. I think
Indeed.
Obama's up for re-election at this point. I don't think the election happened yet. And from the biggest point of the arguments here are that they used it as a ploy to get more gun restrictions. So like that's their goal. Like from what I've read in, and I can't say I've watched like 3 YouTube videos now. It's probably alright. I can't say I read into this a lot.
Matt, I
okay?
feel like you watched one YouTube video and
No,
you came
no,
in
no.
fucking firing.
Did not come in firing.
You walked into
I
that
did
class
not.
throwing 100 miles an hour.
Absolutely did not.
Yes, you
no,
did.
I did not. I did not. I guarantee I don't think I'd be that passionate about it.
I think you were in that class too, Sam. I think
don't
you
know
were
if
just
Sam
smarter
was.
than.
I didn't really
You were
pay
just
attention
smarter
much.
than me
I don't
and
even
Matt.
remember that happening. I think that's.
It was
conspiracy.
freshman year, and 2012 would have been our freshman
I
year
might have
too.
been.
No, but it
I think I was in your
after-
class freshman.
It was like senior year that I realized this could be a thing.
No, you definitely brought up how Sandy Hook was
Not
fake.
a way. Not
Yes,
a way.
because I
No.
remember. I will never forget Miss Reingans walking up.
I don't remember that at all.
You do realize what you're doing.
I don't know. I don't realize that at all. I seriously don't. I must have been that arrogant. That
Did you hear that, Miss R? You didn't teach him anything.
I don't remember that at all.
All right, but let's hear these points.
So, okay, so
Back to the points.
So the points that they were portraying, that like they were convincing, like this was their goal, right? This was their end goal of that. If we stage this, they'll realize how sad it is and everything, and then they'll put more gun restrictions on certain weapons and whatever, right? So I said, okay, I mean, sure, and then I kept watching, and then a lot of their other points were that around the scene, they only had like one ambulance. Like they said, like within like the radius that they had like one ambulance and like one cop car, and then like maybe like a SWAT car or something. And I'm like, okay, well, that's interesting, right? You think they'd have every fire and rescue thing would be there, right?
Right.
So I said, okay, interesting, but sometimes maybe they just want to keep it away, right? They just wanted one at a time. I said, whatever. And then another thing they said, no, what are you showing him? What are you showing him? I want to see
nothing,
what are you showing him?
Nothing. This is for after the show. A little post-production meeting.
Fine.
Continue on.
Fine. So then I said, okay. From what I remember, I'm not going to lie, I watched it a long time ago. They said that they didn't have, they showed, they had a helicopter, videotaping the whole scene. They said they didn't have, from what I remember, they didn't show the bodies being carried out, and that there were a lot of other things in terms of, people weren't in a lot of a rush to leave, when it came out. From what they were saying is that people kind of just strolled out of the building. And I'm thinking, okay, well, that's kind of interesting, because if there's a shooter, I feel like the minute I'm out, I'm just fucking booking it. I'm running. I'm giving her until I can't go anymore.
Right, you want to spend the least amount of time in there as possible.
Yeah, I'm just going, right? So I thought that was interesting. And then they did I believe at one point they did a search of the woods. And they focused on that a lot, and they took away from the school. The helicopter was only filming the woods for 10 minutes. And then they went back, and they're in that time they could have, they had, it's a conspiracy, right? Who the fuck knows what they're doing. But I thought it was interesting. That was one of them that I'm there are a few points
there's some flags up there that...
Yeah, well, and I think the motive was the thing that really got me, because I'm if that's their motive of okay, we want more harsher gun laws, that would be a way to do it. I'd honestly have to look at and read the video again.
Was Mitt Romney... Here's my biggest critique of your theory. Was Mitt Romney that scary of a candidate?
Sorry.
Because from what I remember, that was when I got into politics, and I was rooting for Romney. I'm not going to lie.
This is going to sound really weird, but he is, just because he was the white person and Obama was the black one. I know I'm not trying to make this about race, but truly it is. That's why. Because think about how many...
Can we talk about how Romney's a Mormon? And can we talk about a little Mormonism?
I really don't care.
I also don't care.
Fantastic people. That's some wild shit they believe.
Yeah, they also have multiple wives and
Yeah.
Some of them. The ones that are in settlements in Mexico, yes, they still have it.
And
Utah,
the entire BYU college
looks down on it, but they turn the other cheek.
Right.
Yeah. The rest of the country, though, they don't allow it. 49 out of 50. That's pretty good.
That's a 98%.
You're top of the class.
Yeah, that's a 98%.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to a few other conspiracies. Do you... I know Dylan's answer this, but do you believe the moon landing was a hoax? Just some popular ones. That's a big one that's out there. That gets brought up a lot.
Do I believe it was a hoax?
Or do you believe any part of it was staged?
Yes. Yes. I don't... I'm leaning more towards, no, I don't think it was faked, but at the same time, I cannot truly give my opinion. So think about this, right? What NASA shows us is just... That's NASA, right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
We don't have any other source or information. None of us can see it ourselves. We just have to believe them.
Believe it.
And
what about the Russians?
That really doesn't sit right with me,
Mm-hmm,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Russia can do whatever the fuck they want, right? I'm just saying that we only have one source for all of our space information. That doesn't sit right with me. I'm a man of multiple sources, and you know how expensive it is to go to the moon? Isn't someone said Christian Bale was getting sent to the moon for $200 million or something not moon, into space or something. Somebody said he was for some sort of movie or something. I briefly read over it on Twitter. I didn't look too deep.
I did read an article once that said that Tom Cruise wanted to be the first movie star to ever film a movie in space.
There you go.
I'm like, that is the most Tom fucking Cruise thing ever. Can we talk about great actors?
What if space has more gravity?
Cruise.
We don't know.
Days of Thunder.
None of us have been there.
You're right.
Cocktail.
I have no idea.
Risky Business. Jerry Maguire.
What are you talking about,
Tom Cruise.
Oh, Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise ran.
Okay.
Tom Cruise ran.
Days of
And the
Thunder, maybe.
fact that he didn't win the Oscar for everybody brings up Jerry Maguire.
I'm sorry, but like,
But Days of Thunder. Oh my god.
this all circles back to Pizzagate.
Was
for
Tom
me.
Cruise in Pizzagate? You got me on Tom
Everybody's-
Cruise.
All of Hollywood's in Pizzagate, dude.
Well, so let's say that Pizzagate turns out to be true. Is it just going to be Scott Bakula?
I don't know what that is.
What that is? That's the dude from Quantum Leap, I think it was called.
I still don't know. What
An
that is.
irrelevant 80s like TV show.
What I'm getting
But
at
anyway.
is the entire world is ran by like 12 people, and every company in the world basically stems from these 12 people. The biggest companies, that is, and all these TV networks and stuff, they're all owned by like shell companies that are owned by shell companies that are owned by these people and their families, and people are related to them. Did you know Mark Zuckerberg is related to the Rockefellers?
No.
You
But
got to pull
how-
up that
but
family
how-
tree for
how
me
do
to
you-
believe that one.
Was that told to you, or do you have proof of that?
That's in the Out of Shadows official. You're right. I mean, that could be fake. But they did go over Mark Zuckerberg. I guess Mark Zuckerberg, that's not his real name either, is like what these researchers saying.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, they can do research on family trees and stuff. I'm not going to pay the money for Ancestry.com. I don't know. I don't know how that works, or I'm not going to do it. But I'm just saying, like, there's certain things. Who knows? People could be making all this stuff up. I don't know. But a lot of it's making sense.
I don't know.
About my boy Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
Bezos.
He's
Bezos.
living his fucking best life.
Is he involved?
I'm sure he is.
It almost makes me sad that people give him as much hate as they do.
He's
because-
not. He's built like it. Amazon is the greatest company in the world. Right in front of me, I have an Amazon Kindle. I fucking love my Kindle. I love everything that I get from Amazon. I love Amazon Prime. If you're one of the 12 people, please don't come and kill me.
So,
Do
Here's-
not
Hold on,
suicide me.
hold on.
But anyway,
how
still,
much of
anyway,
that-
even if he did,
But
even if
how-
he did,
How much of
I
that?
love Amazon.
How is the Kindle all that? How much of that is his ideas, or is Jeff Bezos making the money off his idea, and then he then paid other people to do all this other stuff?
Well,
Because-
he took those risks on those people,
Well, I know, but I mean,
and the
well,
world
how-
has become a better place
well,
because
I agree,
of it.
but how much of Amazon is actually Jeff Bezos, and how much?
Well, I'm sure
of
that
it is
he's
more
making.
just his idea of that we should do this, and then
Big
he took the
decisions.
risk on it, and then he's the one that's reaping the reward.
Well, that's
and
what
then,
Elon Musk does a
Well,
lot.
right. But then
Elon
you know
is
how
not
much of it is-
personally building the neural
No, I
links
know
that
he's
are going to
not
go
fucking
into our
doing that.
heads.
But I feel
But like he's putting his capital that he's
Yeah,
made
and
off
all
of
that,
PayPal,
and the Hyperloop
SpaceX,
and all the other
Tesla.
shit.
this is
going
how Amazon makes their money, okay? Aside from like their Prime memberships and all their regular deliveries and stuff, Amazon is a marketplace, and you can have third-party sellers on Amazon. And
yeah.
when you sign up to sign on Amazon, you sign an agreement that allows Amazon to copy whatever product you're making and make it them own, and they call it Amazon Basics or whatever.
Yeah.
And they sell it for a cheaper price. So if you put something on Amazon, Amazon will copy it if they like the idea, and they will just charge a cheaper price for it. That's how
that
Amazon
is
makes their money.
kind of true because like even TV cords and shit that I have are
That's why.
Amazon Basics.
That's why you find it so cheap, and that's why you find Amazon Basics and everything. And
But also,
peop-
I do like Amazon Basics
argument-
because they were the only ones that had fucking 15-foot
there you go.
TV antenna cords.
The argument against Jeff Bezos is Jeff Bezos could end world hunger, but people don't think about if every single person had,
Well, okay, Jeff
full
Bezos
stomach.
owns a shit ton of stock
if
in
every
companies. He doesn't
single
necessarily
person-
have $70 billion just liquid sitting in a fucking checking account.
Oh,
It's
yeah, that's
spread out.
If Jeff Bezos ended world hunger and gave everybody a full stomach, and everybody started at, that means everybody would start at the same level. So you'd have people who just get hungrier. And if they all start at the same level, nothing changes if everybody's at the same spot. Like, people are still going to end up having to get a job and stuff like that. So, like, really ending world hunger would only work for a day.
Well, yeah.
I think I would be more
Basically,
like,
all of
like,
human existence is a rat race.
You
Well,
have
yeah.
to
Like, you know, the
just-
term
But-
rat
but-
race is all
Yeah.
that.
Here's instead of ending world hunger, here's an idea. What about if he uses his money for research and ending like diseases?
Not a bad idea.
That would be noble.
Like, what about instead of? Because I understand what you're saying. Because if you're
like
saying,
Bill Gates, but a little more on steroids,
Right,
where
'cause
Bill
if you're
Gates
saying-
isn't focused
well,
on is focused on vaccinations.
Well, hold on. I want to go back to the Kanye giving everybody $1 million. If everybody has $1 million, we're all at the same point anyway. Then they'll just inflation will go through the roof. 2, that's not going to happen. But 3, what I'm trying to say is that everybody will then be at $1 million. We'll just be all at the same spot anyway.
Right.
All the prices for products will just
go
be
through the roof.
ridiculous.
In the end, we're going to be no better or worse than where we were.
Right.
So, like, what's the point of doing it? That's where I think the ending the hunger comes from. Because, to a point, I'm saying more the idea, not so much. I mean, I want everybody to have a meal, but I'm saying the more. If you give everybody the same stuff, we're all going to be at the same anyway, and then give it a week, and then we'll all be. Some people will be on top, some people will be at the bottom. It just depends what you do with it. That's where I'm saying, what if you use that money to say, well, let's end this one disease or something, that could then at least have people and give people a chance to live.
Unfortunately,
and I don't know how
the terrible realistic world that we live in, if they do that, then let's say they find, there's a cure for cancer somewhere. I'm just saying, let's say they do.
I'm 100% confident.
I do not think that there is a cure for cancer.
I think there is. This is a different topic I want to get to.
More
but I want to have you finish what you're going to say.
Okay. So let's say, they find a cure to cancer, right? Jeff Bezos is the reason for that, whatever. The price for that is going to be so high that you're not going to be able to afford it anyways.
Not to mention, companies can make more money off of treating cancer.
This is why
that is the ultimate conspiracy right there. Now, I don't think that there is, but if we're talking conspiracies, this is the one.
Personally, in my opinion, now this is a conspiracy, or whatever you want to make it out to believe, that there's a cure for cancer, and they know it, and they have all the cures for all the cancers, because with how smart and all the money and everything, I feel like that they know it, but I feel like they're not putting it out there, and they're doing it a little bit at a time, just like, well, we found a way to stop the spread of it, to give them news and to lead people on saying, we're making research, but we're not there yet, to let people believe that there's no cure. But what I think is that they're not releasing it because A, like you said, they can make more money treating people, and 2, I think part of it is they're trying to regulate the population. In my opinion, I think some of it is that.
Why does the population keep shooting up though? That's my only thing. Are they controlling how much it shoots up?
I think they're trying. And I think they're also trying to mitigate some of that with not releasing the cure to cancer. I think they're saying, hey, there's no cure, sorry, we'll do chemo. They make their money. The patient could still pass.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're combating some of that, excuse me. My opinion. Now, I'm not going to say it to everybody, no, but that's part of what I think on that topic. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that there is a cure out there. At least to some of them. Maybe not all of them. Maybe some of them they just don't know, but I think some of them they know, and they just don't say because I think they want to, A, make more money, because everybody's greedy, and money's what drives the world, which is kind of stupid in my opinion. And 2, that they're trying to help control the population, because it is.
That makes sense.
This is some
out of hand.
Joe Rogan shit.
And controlling the population. Think about this. Here's another twist on that. The best way to stop climate change is having less people impacted.
Yeah, honestly.
How much do you affect the climate? A lot.
Well, I drive that old shit
and that
box.
old fucking Buick doesn't help either. I'm just saying.
And
I think those
doesn't help that the United States is a place where there is no regulation on how much pharmacy companies can charge you for, or can charge for. Let's say there is a new medication that gets put out. There's no regulation on how much that can cost. Like they could, if they want to charge $250 for a thing pills, like they're gonna be able to, because that's what they can do. That's why inhalers are so expensive. Even though inhalers cost next to nothing to make, people are paying an arm and a leg for it.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
No, I agree. It's very ridiculous. Because if say they do, then release the cure to this cancer, say like lung cancer. It might be a little bit harder, but let's just say lung cancer. They find a cure to it that it just gets rid of it. let's say it just turns it around, gets rid of it. You take 4 pills for like 4 months and it's gone, right? They could say, hey, well, you can do it, but we're going to charge you $1 million for 1 pill. You might as well just be dead then.
Yeah.
Because where are you going to come up with that kind of money?
Even if you do live, then like...
Go down to the PLS loan store.
I need money and I need it now.
You ever wonder how like... Do people actually fall for those like cash stores?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Time.
My uncle used to be an assistant manager for a very brief period of time there when he needed a job.
Works there at one of those places that's like, we'll give you money.
Surreal, sad spot.
Like,
yeah.
Do they ever have like a busy time? Like, do you think there's ever like people?
I think they're always busy. I think they're always busy.
Very busy.
Corona times.
True, Corona right now. We think about it, I mean, the interest rate's almost ridiculous.
Oh.
Hey, I'll give you $1,000, but tomorrow we're charging 25%.
Just go down to your local mafia and...
It's probably cheaper to rob
I mean, fuck, they'll just break your fucking kneecap.
Sounds like a great trade.
On the beach.
But with how expensive healthcare is these days, I don't know if that might be the better option.
You know. I've read enough internet articles that if you just drink a lot of bone broth, it'll heal by itself.
Obviously, the internet's accurate.
It's never lied to us before. We just talked for like 40 minutes about Out of the Shadows, that documentary.
Best documentary.
No fucking way. Tom Hanks. Forrest Gump doesn't have the intellect.
Run, Forrest, run.
To be a pedophile.
Ellen does.
That one is probably true.
Ellen and Oprah. Dude, there's... I'm telling you, go to that Instagram
Not my girl
page.
Oprah.
I gotta look
Don't go after Oprah.
Listen, I will share it with you. Just so you have it.
I think we've talked enough conspiracies for one day.
It's pretty wild.
It's
pretty wild.
Well, on the next podcast, we'll actually talk about some NASCAR.
We sure will. We're going to do a little New Hampshire recap. We decided that we're just going to keep our picks
the way they are
from last week.
We'll do some New Hampshire recap, and then
go Harvick.
We'll preview the Road America race, which we will be attending, and the 2 Michigan races that will be coming up.
Cannot wait for that. It will be awesome. We'll give you guys a full recap of Road America and obviously the Michigan races.
Yes. All right, well, apart from that, we'll talk to you later.
All right. Have a great night, guys.